What's up, fellas? August 10th, Monday. Man, what a weekend. So, the boat project is done. It only took me exactly 1 year to the date of this past Saturday to get this thing together. So, this project's behind me. I didn't take any videos over the weekend. It was just me and the wife, kind of out by ourselves. Took the boat out all weekend, broke the motors in Friday. Spent the day out on the water Saturday, knocking around. Like I said, got the motors broken, spinning some 26 pitch props that I got from the other Prince brother. Let me borrow them. A little too much prop for these mild 400 horse motors, but so far haven't wanted to kill it. Seems like she'll pull 5,000 pretty easy. Haven't trimmed it out and run it totally flat out. I think if we can update to some better exhaust, well, I know if we update to some better exhaust, we'll pick up another couple hundred RPM. So right now at 4,800, she was humming at about 70, 72 mile an hour. And just wanted to go over that with you guys. That project is done. Carolina sunset here on a Monday. So what else is going on? Well, we're getting ready for a mad thrash. That's right. It's August 10th. Funny Car's not together. There's no sense rushing it at this point. So I had a little bit of a brainstorm this morning on what I'm going to do. Went next door and picked up an old piece of shit Power Glide. Looks like it's got a trans brake. See the solenoid in the back. This was a give me or a take me one from the Eddies next door. This came out of some Camaro he ended up with that had a big block in it. I was hoping it was going to have a turbo shaft in it, just a Power Glide spline, so we'll have to modify that. What are we modifying it for? Well, let me show you. This is my idea of what I'm gonna do. So every year, the Funny Car Chaos used to put on a show on the East Coast up at Budds Creek, Maryland International Raceway. And the last 2 years, I took my blown altered up there and the rump shaker, and we ran it. The last time we ran up there, we actually qualified #1 in the B field, and we made it all the way to the finals against our buddy Ray Urban and the Green Goblin. Well, you know, since then, I got rid of the rump shaker, and if you guys have been following, you know, I've been trying to proceed with my dream of running a top alcohol funny car. We were all excited with the IHRA, and now I guess Daryl Cuttle blew his wad before he got his money from Elon Musk or something, but that's not happening. So we're still putting the funny car together. It's just going to be an NHRA funny car, and it's going to take a little bit of time. So at this point, middle of August, and now I'm kind of back doing it by myself. Like I told you guys, my brother kind of decided to go a different direction, so it's just me and my backyard garage against the world. Unfortunately, the vet body that we had for the S&W car, sold that to a buddy of mine, John Headley, up in Pennsylvania, and he's going to put that vet body over the winter on the funny car he's building to run IHRA top alcohol next year. So John seemed happy with that. I got some money back from my brother by selling that body, but in the meantime, remember I was talking about selling the S&W car to kind of kick him some cash to pay for some of the money he put in, kind of give it back to him for what he put in so he could put towards his next project or whatever he wanted to do. Well, he's been good enough. I really hated to sell that car. We did so much work to it. I went to Maryland. I bought that car. We front halved it. That was the car that was going to be his car. It was going to be our Chaos funny car. But I just hate selling shit. So I thought this morning when I saw my buddy Jagger posting the burnouts for Bunny and Bear, that's Bunny Burkett and her old partner Bear, they used to run their top alcohol car. He puts on a big fuel altered show, or blown altered against a blown front engine dragster show, in unison with the Funny Car Chaos deal. Well, Funny Car Chaos pulled their event, but Jagger's putting his own Funny Car Chaos sort of deal together, where he's running 16 or 17, 18 booked in funny cars. Fortunately, our funny car isn't ready, so I said, you know what? Let's do a Mark Prince Mad Thrash now that the boat project's done. My main thing, I want to get one thing done out of my way, which we did, and now it's time to thrash. Isn't that right there, Ollie Cat? I know you're going along with me about all this, and you're ready to rock and roll. So any guys that really know me, or check in with some of my buddies like Ryan Gilbert, they'll tell you about the Mark Prince Mad Thrash. There was one time where I didn't have a motor in a race car, and they were racing Saturday, and at Friday, and this is no bullshit, Friday at 3 o'clock, I said, fuck it, I'm going racing tomorrow. I went next door to Eddie's. I started taking a mental inventory of what parts he had on the shelf. Started looking in my shop, looking through the shed, looking through the dirty shop. What should I have to pound together? And by 7:30 the next morning, we were firing up that bad boy. That was in a late model dirt car. This is a little different, but gonna take that S&W car. Gonna put the 23T body on it. We're gonna pound it together. We're starting on it tonight to get this thing to the track. The Jaggers race, booked in race, October 3rd. So I'll still need at least a weekend to shake her down. So we got to get moving. So that's why I drug that Power Glide back that I just showed you from Ed's. I got to cut the bell housing off and at least put an aftermarket bell on it, pull it apart, put a turbo shaft in it, steel clutch hub, and add some clutches. I'll show you that. I do all my own Power Glides, so I'll go over that with you guys. In the meantime, I'm looking for parts in here. You gonna come in, Ollie? Or you gonna coming in or going out? What are you doing, guy? Coming in. So I'm trying to think, what can I build cheap? And what do I have the most of shit around here I can throw together just to go out there and have some fun? Originally, I thought about, and if you go back in the archives, you know, we started on that big block Chevy, the one we filled here, the 502 block. And she's filled, decked, and preliminary board. And we got some aluminum rods for that, and we got a crank for that. I think we have some pistons. I don't know if we have the right pistons, but that was going to be a pretty serious motor with a 1471, and I don't have enough time or enough coin just to throw some shit together to finish that one up. My Alcohol Hemi, that's not on hold. I showed you guys we did get the right length rods. So this short block can go together, but I didn't like the amount of piston to wall clearance we had. This was a used block. And to get these cylinders in shape, I ended up with an astronomical, like 16 thousandths piston to wall. So I sent our pistons out to Jet Hot, and getting a high build coating, I bought 10 pistons, so I sent 8 out. Kept 2 standard, but I just sent 8 out. I'm gonna get a high build coating. They're gonna put 2.5 thousandths on per side of skirt, so that'll tighten that up a little bit. So no sense trying to rush this. This is a little more serious deal, and I don't have a lot of extra parts for this, so I don't want to hand grenade this right out the bat. Going through my blower selection, I got some kind of big blowers just to run on some bullshit steel rod motor that I want to throw together for October race. So I started going through, what do we have? What I think I'm going to do, and I just pulled the main caps off of it, I'm just going to go back old school, John Milner, pumpkin pie, small block Chevy. That's right. Junk ass, 350 block. I'm getting ready to throw it in the Honer. I just found some CP pistons I had that got a little bit of life left. Skirts aren't too bad. Small dome. I don't really care for that. That's gonna be a little tough if we do a blown alcohol deal. So we've had to put a thicker head gasket to kill some compression. But right now I'm just in the stages of going through junk and trying to come up with a combination. I got a good set of 2618 flat tops. for 6-inch rods. That would be a little better combination, but I don't have a full set of 6-inch rods. I only got 4 of them. I do have a used set, and this came out of a little 302 I built for myself for an open wheel modified motor. I got a set of Dyers, 6-inch 250 H-beams, real good shape. I only ran them about half a season in that little 302. Those pistons I just showed you have a compression height of 1-inch 062. So that'll put us with a 350 crank, with a 348 stroke, 3-inch 480 stroke. That'll put us out of the hole a little bit, but I could put a thick head gasket to make that work. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. Right now, I'm getting ready to throw this chunk of scrap iron in the honer and set up the bore mic and see if it'll even clean up. This is a block of cord that was out in the shed, and unfortunately, I was hoping it was standard, but I believe she's already, just by putting a pair of veneers on there, it's already almost 30 over. So, but we're going to factor in some piston to wall for that one. And this piston here is 40 over, so I know we have clearance. We can bore it and hone it to that. But if we use that, we'll see if we got enough material just to hone it to size. That'll save us some time. And then we'll just grab an old 1156, is that what we call these? 1182. 1182 factory forged steel crank. We'll just go with that. Do our ring tests. Good to go. Looked like somebody been butchering on the oil holes years ago. Maybe put a little bit too big of a chamfer, but we'll throw it up on the lathe, polish it, see what we could do with it. If not, I do have a scat crank. Came out of somebody's motor left here. That's a 4340 crank. But again, parts and pieces motor we're going to throw together and just have a good time. Just have something to play with in the midst of trying to put this funny car together. At least have something we can continue racing with for the meantime. We'll call it our B car. Funny cars are A car, and this little blown alter will be our B car. Right, Ollie? All right, I'm gonna throw this in the honer. Let's see what the hell we got. I'm going a little fast for you, sorry. You gotta keep up with me now. We gotta get moving. It's thrash time. He's a little too filthy just to go straight in the honer over here. So I'm going to take it and put it in the jet washer for a few minutes. I have a couple of these jet washers. I have one over in what I call the dirty shop where the hot tanks are. Then I have this one here that I use for final cleaning after block machining. And I just finished this motor today. This is a Merlin 3. Then I'm doing a 565 Big Chief motor for a customer's rear engine dragster, going in a top dragster. But you're probably saying, well, why are you using a small block? You got Hemis, you got big blocks. Well, right now I want to do something for fun, something I can put together with the quickness. I mean to do that. Something I can put, what can I put together the fastest and the cheapest? What parts do I have? I mean, I do have some big block parts. I could do an injected alcohol big block, but I kind of have a basic time I'd like to run with this car, with this $1.98 motor. I'd like us to get in the high 4s in the 8th mile, mid 7s in the quarter. Say like our goal will be 780s in the 8th and 780s in the 8th and 750s, 740s in the quarter. So if we could do that, following along, you guys following along step by step on our $1.98 engine of used parts, and if we can get there with a $1,500 motor without running over the crank first, I'll say we've achieved another goal. I said it only took me a year to get that boat together, but the boat was kind of an afterthought. I bought that last year after I was a little disappointed when the first funny car wasn't coming together. And I said, fuck it. I'm not going to be able to do this myself. Might as well get a boat and go have fun. But I quickly, once a racer, always a racer. It's hard to live without a race car. Bad drug. So I'm gonna pull this out, set this on a piece of cardboard. This will go on a stand tomorrow. I could balance the crank up for this, start getting this customer's motor together. I'll put this down, and I'm gonna grab that little 350, and we'll let that thing clean up. That's step number one. Clean it up a little bit. Like I said, it measures, it seems about 4 inch, 25, so maybe it's only 20 over. Maybe we'll be all right. And I'll see if I can size it up for these pistons here. Again, these pistons have the 1 inch 062 compression height to utilize a 6 inch 250 rod, which is a really long rod. Obviously, that wouldn't be what I'd it wouldn't be what I'd prefer to have in a budget blown alcohol motor. The shorter the rod, the quicker you snatch it out of the heat. But it's what we have. This is some old circle track stuff. And again, you guys are like, well, that ain't supposed to be in a blown alcohol motor. Well, I know that, but we're just throwing this together to have fun. And if this motor lasts this one race, then I could back it off a little bit and maybe just play with it. You know, something just to have a car together to keep honing my skills. Because if I'm only going to have money to run the top alcohol funny car, let's say 2, 3, 4 times a year, that ain't going to hold me over. So I'm going to need something else that I can go to the track with, constantly keep myself fit, cutting lights and so forth. And that'll be why the reason I'm going to keep the little altar, buying my brother out and keeping this little car. This is my little spare car. So, all right, enough of that. Let me get this in the washer. Step number one. And I'm going to try to keep this going now until this motor gets together. We're going to try to stay on this one from step one to step how many within the next week to 2 weeks to see if we can build us a $1,500 1,000 horse small block Chevy.